This is wrong. It's good. It's great. Hold on a second. 25. Did you ever watch The Office by any chance? I don't know if you did.
A couple of episodes. I understand the essence of it and the premise. Office Space, the movie, I've watched countless times.
That
but
would be great. I love that movie. And oh my God,
jump to conclusions, Matt.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that song at the end.
Oh.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. That's such a good song.
Best movie.
But what it makes me think of, the Rumble Strip, is like, there's this episode where Michael and Jim are driving, and they're in this rental car. No, they're in one of their cars, actually. And they're driving, and they're supposed to go to this client. And the GPS is all wonky, and it tells them to go like on this dirt road. Jim's like, you shouldn't do that. And Michael's like, it's a shortcut. It knows what it's doing. He doesn't know where he's going, right? And then like they go like off the dirt road. It like ends, and then they're driving like onto the grass.
Yeah.
And Jim's like, you really shouldn't do this. And Michael's like, I know what I'm doing. Like, leave me alone. And then they drive into a lake. Like, straight up drive into a lake, and then they have to get out of the car and swim out. And Jim's like,
I love this.
And Michael, the whole time, was just like, nothing's wrong, you know? And it's like, he had like a half a mile rumble strip of woods, and he like drove through it into the water.
I love this. God, I love this because it's the perfect analogy of what happens when we follow the thought forsaking our feeling.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm not at all advocating that we dump the intellect and we forget about logic and we don't think things through, and it's both of it. And we have to yes, think things through, but think through them as it feels good and follow the good feeling thoughts and navigate in that way. And that's a perfect example of why. And you know what, that example right there, when it comes to coaching, particularly in the type of coaching I do, whether it's life or career, professional development, a lot of people want to come to this work because they know deep down, I could be so much happier about my life. I could feel so much more accomplished. I could feel so much more fulfilled. I could feel alive, and everything on paper is fine. Everything on paper is amazing, actually. Why do I feel so empty? And this is where I would say it's because you followed the GPS of what everybody else said, what the formula told you, what you were trained on, despite the inklings of passion, despite the inklings of impulse, despite the inklings of inspiration. And while deadening that ability to listen to that inner guidance and just listening to the GPS that was, what you were given, we end up in a lake. It might be a beautiful lake, and you might have a ton of people around there thinking this is the best lake in the world. How lucky are you that you're in the lake? But you're like, but I don't want to be here, And that's a whole other topic. So we will pause that one, and we'll talk about that later.
But I want to add a little more to that. I
Okay.
mean, just tying it back to what we said earlier. Speaking of momentum, the car is a lot harder to drive when it's in the lake, right? Like, and if your dream is a couple miles down the road and you've driven into the lake, yes, it's not just your head saying it's impossible at this point. It is going to be harder.
Well said, Casey.
Like.